Welcome back to Lodge Life. Last week we went out to the west side of Calvert Island and jigged for whitefish. We released a few, but kept a bunch. The last few days have been warm and sunny here at Good Hope Cannery, a private lodge nestled in a little bay in Rivers Inlet, British Columbia, Canada. The boys are working hard in the cannery as usual, and I'm in the kitchen. After cleaning up all those fish yesterday, we were left with a lot of carcasses, so the guys put all of that into some prawn and crab traps, and here we go. We got some fresh seafood. So what we want to do first is take the head off. This whole part here is going to come off, and we're going to use it to make a stock. But you just give it a little quick twist, twisty. And these are the prawns that you're familiar with. You can go even a step further. Ooh, just got poked. And yeah, there it is, shrimp meat. Okay, just a few more to do then. The heads can go into the oven, get them all toasty and make a nice broth so we can have some soup. And our water is almost ready for these guys. Got a good amount of salt. They're gonna go straight in. So after about 15, 20 minutes, these crabs are ready to come out. They're that nice red color now. Okay. Prawn heads have been roasted, so we're just gonna get those boiling. Lemon, onion, garlic, some pink peppercorns, and some bay leaves. This is gonna make a really great stock for a soup. We're gonna have a lot of leftover seafood tomorrow, so that's gonna go into the soup. We're gonna thicken it up, add some cream, have a nice lunch. Saturday night was stormy and cold, and the following morning was even worse. We were supposed to fly out today, but with this weather, we might not be able to. So we're just gonna run over to Dawson's Landing. The plane is meeting us there, and then we'll be on our way to Port Hardy. Dawson's Landing is like our little shopping mall, and it's about 15 minutes away, just across the inlet. There's not only moorage and cabins with Wi-Fi, but there's a little clothing store, some groceries, post office, hardware, ciggies, booze, whatever you might need in the forest here.
Okay guys, take it easy.
Bye, Christian.
Bye, Jen.
Bye, Dwayne.
Yeah, have a good one, Jen.
Thanks. Hi, baby. Hi. The plane taking us to Port Hardy today is a Cessna 185, and it's the smallest plane I've ever been on. All snuggled up back here. We're ready. Port Hardy bound. Woo, woo, woo.
Sorry about that. Oh, that's all right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks.
He wants to get close to you.
I'm so excited for sushi, and I got a couple Sapporo, and I just can't wait to chill out with Chelsea and the dogs. It's gonna be such a nice night. Relaxing with a girlfriend and some dogs in West Vancouver was probably the best thing I could ever imagine after 3 weeks in the bush with 5 guys. I was ready for this. The next morning, Chelsea and I went into the city to get some equipment and food for the lodge. We stopped at the Gourmet Warehouse, which has absolutely everything you'd ever need for your kitchen projects.
Yeah, this is what we had last time with me.
Then we went to Costco to pick up some specialty items because we won't be ordering from any large distributors until more staff arrive. We boxed it all up and took it to Cold Star, a transportation company with refrigerated trucks who will deliver this pallet to the barge in Port Hardy for us. Next stop, lunch.
Scallop dumplings.
I would love shrimp, please. Then a quick stop at the office. Are you?
Good job. Good job.
And then Chelsea and I enjoyed one more bite and a beer together before I went over to Richmond to meet up with my brother Kris, who drove my car here all the way from Alberta for me for my days off. Look at that fine art piece. After I dropped him at the airport, I was on my way to Merritt to meet up with Brent, who just got back from across the border after RVing in Mexico. I enjoyed some of the best Korean fried chicken ever at Coco's in Merritt, while Minnie guarded the truck for us. We spent the night at the Quilchena RV park, which is right beside the hotel, along the 5A highway between Merritt and Kamloops. The next morning, we headed towards Chasm to spend a few nights camping in the forest with some friends. And that's where I got a flat tire. Brent and Trevor worked on the last lug nut for about 45 minutes before we realized we were going to need to call a tow truck.
So from Barrhead, we were 107. You're gonna be like 450 type thing.
For the tow? Yeah, that's okay. We got to get to town, so get tires on.
Sounds good. I'll give you a call when I'm on my way.
Perfect, Drew. Thanks.
A walk was definitely needed afterwards to calm my nervous system and wait for Drew with his tow truck. Really?
I think so.
Oh.
Yeah, right here. Right there.
Is that a morel? Yeah,
That means this whole patch will have them.
last year's Fireburn, forest fire.
It's good that the fire burned.
Minnie, can you smell any morel mushrooms? Can you find them? Well, there she goes. Luckily, we don't have to travel into town with him. He's just gonna drop it off at Cal Tire. The appointment's at 3:30, so they're just gonna handle it. We don't have to drive out there. Thank goodness. It's a far ways to go. So now we wait. Very new at chironomid fishing, I gotta be honest. I don't know a whole lot. I'm new at fly fishing altogether, but I'm with the right group of people here because they're total nerds about this stuff, which is great. I love nerds. At the fire last night, there's a lot of talking about stuff I had no idea. It's a whole other language, but it is really interesting. So what I do know is that you want your little chironomid to hang just above the bottom of the lake. That's generally where the fish are going for them. Today we're using these white bead head little cronies, so it seems to be working really well. Everyone out here is catching a lot of trout. It's a lot of fun, and it's a little bit cold, but we're keeping busy, eating sandwiches, drinking beer. It's great.
So as Jen was saying, these are chironomids, and they're just small emerging pupas. They're like little teeny wiggling emergers. So we're going to suspend these at 20 feet. So we need to get this float 20 feet above this. So I just do a counting system. So that's 6 feet, 12 more. Get it right to hang the indicator. So it's stuck there, but when you pull tight, it pops and releases. That just suspends right above the bottom where those fish are cruising through, picking them up. Nice one.
Woo. That beauty. Nice. Wow. So brown. Sweet. Here he goes.
So strong. Nice prime blackwater rainbow in the Cariboo. Chironomid fishing. Setting up in a new spot is spectacular, but tearing down isn't spectacular.
We're heading to Piney Point Resort, just outside of Lone Butte, where I'll be spending my last night of my days off with Brent. Wow, it feels wild to be back here. Last summer and the year before, Brent managed Piney Point Resort, and now it's under, well, it has new managers, so Brent's come back to kind of help them set up this spring. And we also have some stuff left in here that we stored after moving into the RV. We downsized so much, and we have everything we need. Everything's in there. But seeing how much stuff is left here, it's like, oh my gosh. Thank goodness there's a dump and a share shack nearby, because that's where a lot of it's going to go. It's amazing how much stuff you just keep acquiring through the years. And then now looking at it for the first time, I have these like little attachments to some of these items. We don't need anything more in the RV. But there's a lot of stuff in there that we like. So anyways, we're going to spend a couple days going through it before I head back up to work.
Oh man, we got no water, and there's no water at the resort yet. Pipes are broken, so there's a bunch of water out there.
This is the device Brent created so that we can get the water from the jugs into the RV. Next time on Lodge Life, we are back up at the lodge and the dogs are here. I also hear there's been some Martin problems while I've been away, so I'm going to be reorganizing the kitchen, cleaning again, and just getting it all set up for the rest of the summer. I'm not too sure what else is going to be happening, so you'll have to stay tuned and find out. Also, I want to take this time to say I'm so sorry to not be able to get back to all the comments. I've read them all. So many of you have sent such lovely comments, sharing your stories with me. Just such kind things to say, and I just want to thank you all so much and apologize for not being able to get back to you. I've just been so overwhelmed and grateful for the amount of comments and the type of comments that I've been getting, and just I'm so sorry I haven't been able to have the time to get back to you. So I'm going to keep working on that, and just thank you for all your support. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.